Hello, welcome to This is Not Pantomime, the TIP podcast. And I've just been working on some graphics this week. I'm going to try and make a really short video today, less than 10 minutes if possible. So basically, this is a 30-hour learning project for me. And what I'm learning is how to host a podcast and present information. Um, and The last one was with our Nibsy. Our Nibsy was here, and I wanted to. We did like a spontaneous kind of video just before he left. He's gone back to Liverpool now. But we were talking about resettling the countryside, basically. More and more people, and for years now, been meeting people coming from the cities who've realised that things aren't looking too well, and they basically aspire to a more land-based lifestyle. So growing their own food, building their own homes, and using more natural things in life. So, more natural food, which is the opposite to where it's going in World Economic Forum land and scientific land or scientism land, where we're going to be getting fed laser printed meat and crickets and mealworm and God knows what else. We don't want any experimental concoctions injected into us, and all the other issues, poverty, pollution, illness, all of that can be avoided, I suppose, by living in a more harmonious way with nature. So those who have realised that are aspiring to live somewhere in the land and as part of a wider community who all provide, cooperate, communicate, coordinate and collaborate with each other to live in a nice world, basically. So I want to get into over this series, I want to get into the landscape and what's been happening in the landscape for the past couple of thousand years, and we'll look into how the landscape's been degraded on purpose and by design. And I've been listening to the farmers protesting in Cardiff this week as well, and I just feel like the conversation's all wrong. The farmers are up in arms about 10% of the land getting putting into regrowth of trees, but that might be bad in the way they're farming at the moment. Industrial agricultural farming. There's an awesome Jeff Lawton video of you in the Facebook group Resettling the Countryside. You might have seen it. It's he basically states there that industrial agriculture should be illegal because of what it does to the earth and the soils, pollution wise, and there's an alternative to food production. So we'll get into that, and then there's all the crisis that are going on. There's opportunity in crisis, as you might have heard people say that, and I believe there is, because things are getting to a certain point where it's so bad that an alternative has to be explored, basically. So I want to be part of the movement of people who are going to be working towards solutions and towards a more land-based lifestyle. So I've been practicing for years now. So we've been learning off-grid technology. What does it take to actually be self-sustainable? Producing your own food and other products that you may need for general life living. And so there's a big opportunity there for the people with the motivation and the inspiration to do these type of things, to get on and do it. And I want to go through a process that I think is just a logical process, how to get through that. And it's, first of all, we've got to start by communicating. So that's why I'm doing these videos and doing the back on the social media. I've been off the social media for nearly a decade, but I'm back now because I feel like it's important. I'm not hearing or seeing anyone talk about like getting together with the farmers and coming up with a solution that's best for everyone. It's some of the things that the farmers were saying were interesting though. It was like they were talking about there's no opportunities for their kids and their kids in farming anymore, so they're all being forced to go to the city or lured into the cities basically, and they they end up not coming back basically, and then farmers are getting more and more squeezed, financially. They're not earning enough, and there are solutions. So all we need to do is get together and communicate. So let's all get on the same page. What is it that we need to communicate? Okay, what is happening, and what do we need to do to resolve and find solutions for all of these things? So that's what I'm suggesting we communicate with each other. And then once we are all on the same page, then I think we're in a good place then to. And I'm just before I do go into the next one. Getting people to sit down and communicate is not the easiest thing. I've been trying it for probably 15 to 20 years now, and getting people in a group to talk and get on the same page is like pretty difficult. But I always say I am the eternal optimist. So I think we're at a point where we have to try a little bit harder, don't we? So we're all on the same page. Boom. We've all sat down and we're all communicating in sacred circles, round a fire, round food, whatever. And then we're in a situation. Then we've sort of like worked out where the issues are, and we've worked out what solutions we want to put our energy into to make things better. And then we can all start cooperating with each other. And there's loads of examples out there, and there's like loads of information about how to set up and run cooperatives. So I want to be getting into that a lot on this podcast. So food co-ops is like a no-brainer, but even that divides into all different foods. Like you can have you can even, I was going to say like food growing co-op, but you could even do like tomato co-op, squash co-op, cucumber co-op. You can even have groups of people doing all that if there's enough people. But food co-ops, housing co-op, clothes making co-ops, on and on and on. You can just go through whatever your interest is, basically. Whatever your area of interest is, that will be the co-op that you would be a member of. And you can be members of more than one, obviously. So then once you've got all these cooperative groups all set up, then we want to start looking into coordinating with each other. So all these different groups of cooperative people who are communicating really, really well, we then go into coordinating with each other. So if you're producing a load of food over there, you're producing a load of clothes, you're producing fuel, you're producing medicinals, then we all coordinate amongst each other and we start sharing all the products out, so that everyone's got enough and everyone's like well taken care of. And then once we're all coordinating that and there's a bit of a stable situation going on, we can then begin like a bigger collaboration. So like a collaboration with each other, yeah, but also how do we collaborate with people who are a little bit further afield or out there a bit? Maybe another town down the road a bit needs a little bit of help in one area, and likewise for the opposite group. So how can we start collaborating then to basically bring this world of abundance and prosperity into reality. So that's what this podcast is going to be about for the first few episodes. And at the moment I've been using Linux for a while. I've got off Windows, so I've been trying to learn a new film editing software and a new graphics making software. So you'll notice the bottom graphics, the little bit of top there, the intro and the outro is going to have a little thing. So I'm probably like in my first couple of hours doing that. So that's going to be another 30-hour project. I've got enough musical instruments around me as well, which I've been putting hours into. Baby tambourines. Just got a saxophone actually. I put about a minute into that. There was like this weird bit that I didn't know how it went together, but I'm gonna start working on that over this week as well. So that's it for now, basically. And permaculture is the last point I wanted to make. Actually, you know, permaculture already has a how-to make a better world handbook, basically, and it works on, you know, a bunch of ethics and principles that, when you look at them, will basically help everyone work together and produce what we want to produce and achieve what we want to achieve. So like the ethics, for instance, you know, there's dead quick is people care, earth care, and fair shares, and it just seems like a no-brainer when you say it like that. So I want to get into permaculture as well, because it's not just about growing food if you don't already know what that is. And then hopefully I'll get, once we're up and running and the production's upped in quality a little bit, I want to start getting guests on and having conversations with people, and then sort of hopefully, you know, as the communication part of this process is in full swing, we can get a bit of that on here as well. So that's my plan anyway for this year. Do join me, because I think, like I say, we have an extraordinary opportunity now to really achieve like a great future, not just for us but for the following generations as well. So I'll leave it there for now, and I'll see you next time. See you later.